Welcome to tonight's varsity matchup between the Falcons of OABCIG and the Woodbury Central Wildcats. Tonight's umpires are
Good evening and welcome to our first softball game of the year on our broadcast brought to you by Fuller Digital Solutions and our great sponsors, including pregame show sponsor Gordon's Body Shop, scoreboard sponsor United Bank of Iowa, Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, Rex Chevrolet, Schmidt Insurance, Zimmy's, Holstein Senior Living, the Hoffman Agency, Beckman Motors, and North Star Community Credit Union. My name is Michael Earl. I'll be joining with you for a lot of OABCIG Falcon baseball, softball, boys and girls basketball. We'll get some football games as well as volleyball all throughout the year. We might even do some wrestling matches. Tonight is our first softball game. We'd love to do more softball, but unfortunately we have an issue with Battle Creek and trying to get our cell phone signal there. But we will try to get as many of these games on the road that we can for this great softball team. They come in with a record of 2-3, opened the season with a 4-0 win over Maple Valley Anthenoto, then had a 3-1 win over Ridgeview, but 3 straight losses to quality opponents, including Lawton Bronson, Kingsley Pearson, and West Monona, have their record at 2-3. For Woodbury Central, the Wildcats have a 1-5 record. They started off with a loss to West Monona 10-0, then lost to Galen Catholic 6-1, and River Valley 4-2. They got a win over Westwood 9-3, then lost to Akron Westfield 11-1, and Sioux Center 12-0. So a 1-5 team versus a 2-3 team as OABCIG tries to get back to 500 on the year. A big thank you again to all those sponsors who are making our broadcast possible. We'll run through the starting lineups for Woodbury Central, the home team. They're going to start off with Lindsey Graff at catcher. Sammy Bates will bat second out in left field. Emma DeStickler is a shortstop batting third. Olivia Heisel is a third baseman batting fourth. Sydney Fickbaum is pitching tonight, and she is batting fifth. Kenzie Joy is playing first base, batting sixth. Maddie Lloyd is at second, and she bats seventh. The 8-hitter is Bregan Mammon, and she is going to be the designated player. And Caitlin Archer is going to round out the lineup in 9-hole. She's out in center field. The player who will not bat is Taylor Plone. For OABCIG, Anna Winterode is going to lead it off. She's hitting .312 on the year. She's going to be pitching tonight. Hallie Heemer is going to be the shortstop, batting second, batting .400. Corin Bauer is the second baseman, hitting .250 on the year. Then the cleanup hitter is Grayson Heffling. She's going to be the Hofling, I'm sorry. She's going to be the first baseman, batting .200 on the year. Elle Schrader is in center field as she's hitting .312. Then Ryder Cranston, Haley Dearson, Abby Winterode, and Abby Bender to wind it up. All right, went through that quickly, but we'll finish it up a little slower for you. Ryder Cranston is going to be the right fielder, and she is hitting .143 on the year, and she'll bat in the 6th hole. Batting 7th is Haley Dearson. She's the catcher, hitting .067 on the year. The left fielder, Abby Winterode, is yet to get a hit this year, in the 8-hole. And batting ninth is Abby Bender. She is the third baseman, hitting .417 on the year. Pitching for the Wildcats is Sydney Finkbaum. She's 1-3 on the year, 23 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 19 walks, a 6.21 ERA, and opponents are hitting .277 against her. When we get to the bottom half of the inning, popping onto the bump will be Abby Winterode. She is 0-2 on the year. She has given up pitched 3 innings, has allowed 27 at-bats against her. 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 14 for her earned run average, and her opponents are hitting .333 against her. I think it's a game where they just want to get the normal starter a little bit of rest, and we'll see what happens as she's going to get on the hill for Abby Winterode. Again, your leadoff hitter for the Falcons is going to be Anna Winterode, so she's going to help her cause, hopefully, from the plate tonight. As we're running through some final warm-up tosses here. Falcons, again, are 2-3, looking to get back to 500 as they throw down to second, and we get ready for softball action. Again, just great to be back out here watching high school sports after a quick close to school, and you start to see normal activities and fans coming out supporting their teams. OABCIG traveling well tonight. As the home team always knows where the shade is, and we see them huddled there. So they're going to play Winterode in on the corners, right-hand hitter facing the right-hand pitcher. Finkbaum winds and fires right in there for a strike on the inside corner. Good location on that pitch. And an 0-1 count. Outfield playing her relatively straight away. Has a lot of gaps for power. That's taken high. They keep everybody moving all the time. Everybody has a position to touch as they still keep the same position. And it's going to be ripped down towards third. Off of one glove over to the next, and easily in at first in time is Anna Winterode. We'll give her a Mike Earl single. It was hit hard, and she was playing in. Could possibly made the play, but it would have been bang, bang. So that's going to bring up Hallie Heemer. I heard Hallie. We'll go Hallie. Hallie now with a runner on first and nobody out. Squares the bunt. They're going to go for the stolen base, and they get her out at second. So a caught stealing will be the first out of the game. So now nobody on. I didn't see whether it was a ball or a strike. Not up on the scoreboard, so we'll see what it is after this. They're going to be ripped over towards shortstop, fielded there. Up and in time to first base. So an opening infield single followed by a caught stealing and a 6-3 putout. And that brings up Corin Bauer. Bauer hitting .250 on the year. Righty on righty matchup again. So now 2 out and nobody on. Finkbaum winds and fires high. Good eye by a hitter. If Bauer gets on, then Hofling will hit. Pitcher brings it across again high as she was in the zone to the first 2 hitters and just missing high on the last 2. Slaps it into her mitt and tries again. That one's right across the dish, and it will be rolled down to third base. In time, just off the top of the mitt. So that'll be an E1, or E3 that is. And a runner on first is Corin Bauer. Brings up Grayson Hofling. Grayson gets her signal from the coach. Looking for her pitch. Taking an eye on the inside corner for a strike. Looks down. It's the sign from the coach. Runner at first is Bauer. No runs from either squad so far as we're scoreless in the top of the first inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Wind and fire. Ripped and missed. A ball and 2 strikes now on the swinging strike number 2. Now baseball and softball back-to-back here, as that's going to be taken inside for a ball, and the count evens out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the third base line and the first base line run parallel for the two fields. Plenty of space between them, though. And that'll be grilled over to third base, up with it, and in time to first. A 5-3 putout will end the threat. OABCIG has one hit with one runner left on, and there was an error in the inning, but no runs across. We are still scoreless entering the bottom of the first, and you are watching OABCIG Softball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
Beckman Motors in Odebo is your premier dealer for Ford, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, and Ram, new and used vehicles. Their dedicated sales staff, knowledgeable finance associates, and expertly trained technicians are all here to make your experience fun, easy, and hassle-free. We're proud to be family-owned and part of our local community. When it's time for a new vehicle for your family and a great selection of used vehicles and service, visit Larry Beckman Motors, Odebo.
All right, first time in the field for the Falcons tonight as we're evened up at 0-0. Starting pitcher for the Falcons is Abby Winterroad. Abby is 0-2 on the year. Has pitched 3 innings, 27 at-bats in those 3 innings, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, an ERA of 14. She wants to get that down, and opponents are hitting .333 against her. Balls are in, and the catcher's going to throw down. Her battery mate tonight is Haley Dearson.
Up now for the Wildcats, number 8, Lindsey Graff.
And Lindsey Graff is going to step in. Lindsey hasn't got a hit yet this year. Righty on righty matchup. Playing right at even with the bags. Straight away, second and short. It's taken inside and low for a ball. Outfield, relatively straight away, shading a little bit to the lines. 180 to right, 210 to center, 180 to left. So it's pretty actual shallow down the lines here. If you pull one right down to the foul stick, you can get it out pretty easy. That's in there for a strike. So 2 balls and a strike on one right at the numbers. Wind and fire. The dribbled foul over to the third base side. And it'll even out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think she got a little piece of her ankle there. That's no fun. Swing the bat, hit the ball, and then you feel it hit your foot. 2-2 count, nobody on, nobody out. As that's fouled back out of play. Get the ball back in. It's going to take quite a pop to hit the parking lot tonight for these girls. As that's located in the outfield, about 30 feet behind the fence. Wind and fire, that one's rolled across. And the count moves full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So if you're Graff, you want to make her throw the right pitch, but you got her defend. And it's going to be ripped out towards left field, but foul. Got a big piece of that one. Line drive all the way to the fence, but just a hair ahead. So count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes as we'll reset again. Winterroad fires in low, and the leadoff hitter is on with a walk. Brings up Sammy Bates, hitting 167 on the year. With a runner at first that showed a little bit of speed, I wouldn't be surprised if there's something going on here. Most of the time, if the leadoff hitter gets on, they're going to look to bunt, and they do. That's foul. It was a good attempt to just rent the wrong way. It hit on top of the plate and rolled backwards. Just a hair over the top of it on that bunt attempt, and the count will go to no balls and 1 strike. Playing her in at third and first. Second and short are about even with the base path, as that's fouled and just over the catcher's mitt. If the catcher had caught that, it would have been an out. It wasn't a foul tip. So the count goes to 0-2. The punt will probably come off because a foul bunt is a strikeout. With that, the first and third base will take a step back. Still playing relatively shallow out there as it's fisted foul. And it'll reset it, no balls and 2 strikes. Winter Road working quickly out there. Digging back in is Bates. After Bates, it's going to be Emma DeStickler. Wind and tries a changeup. Thought about throwing to first, and instead he'll just get it back to the pitcher. Wasn't chasing the off speed. Now back in the box and a 1-2 count. Winter Road will bring it across low, and that one will get away quickly. And checking in at second base will be Lindsey Graff. So now runner in scoring position, and the count is 2-2. Need to get this strike here. And it's going to be hit out hard to left field and not caught. It'll get down and fielded back in. It looks like one run will score as it got to the fence, and a stand-up double for Sammy Bates. Scoring on the play was Lindsey Graff, and that'll bring up Emily DeStickler with runner on second and nobody out. On a 1-0 lead for Woodbury Central. DeStickler, the best hitter, .333 on the year. Looks out as the pitch comes in, and she's going to hit one over to short. It'll go off a wicket, but keep in front of her. So the runner at second will hold on a, call it an E6.
Up to bat for the Wildcats, number 12, Olivia Heisel.
Well, runners are at first and second and nobody out for Olivia Heisel. .250 hitter on the year, righty on righty matchup. Winter Road will fire in, just missing low. Winter Road gets back on the pitching plate, now firing in again, and that'll get taken low as well. Just having a hard time finding that zone here, and when she does, it's getting hit. 2 balls, no strikes. Hit again hard right up the middle, as that'll get to the outfield quickly. They are going to run the runner home, and no play to be made. So scoring on the play is Sammy Bates. Checking in at second base will be Emma Stickler, and Olivia Heisel is at first on a solid single. That'll bring up Sydney Fickbaum. She is the pitcher tonight, hitting .154 on the year. Lead is 2-0 for Woodbury Central as they continue to hit with no outs in the bottom of the first. That's well hit out towards left field all the way back and against the fence. It's gone. So a 3-run home run for Sydney Fickbaum will increase the lead now to 5-0, and we're still looking to record the first out. So 5 runs in, and a quick break by the coach as OABCIG trying to collect itself after a rough start. A 3-run shot. The first home run on the year for Fickbaum, I believe. Winter Road still talking to the coach. Winter Road has enough speed on her pitches to
number 7.
Give it a little extra oomph going out, and that's what happened on the last one. Trying to get a fastball by her, and instead, good contact, and that one just cleared the fence in left field. I mentioned down the lines, it's not that far, 180 on both corners. 210 to center. Winterode will bring it in and just miss low underneath the knee. And now after you've given up 5, you kind of feel like that strike zone gets smaller and everything gets a little tougher. She'll have one high in the pop out that'll get caught by the third baseman. So first out is recorded, and it's a little pop out to the third baseman. Nice play made there by Abby Bender. And that'll bring up Maddie Lloyd. Maddie Lloyd, a 125 hitter on the year. Wind and fire, and that'll be hit out towards right field, down the line, and get in. One hop to the right fielder, trying to get it into second, and not in time. So a stand-up double for Maddie Lloyd will bring up Bregan Mammon. Bregan Mammon on the year is looking for her first hit. She's the designated player.
Coming to the plate, number 11, Bregan Mammon.
So 5 runs in, runner at second, just one out for Woodbury Central, as OABCIG would like to get out of this. Not the start they wanted, as the ball will stay in the middle of the catcher. She throws over the third baseman, and the base is stolen. So now a runner at third with 1 out and a 1-0 count. Still looking down, now getting the sign from the coach. Checks it on her wrist, now stepping in. Marin looks out, Winterode looking in. Wind and fire, and that one's going to get past the catcher. And it's going to say it hit the batter. Okay, so it was a hit by pitch. So a dead ball on the hit by pitch. We'll put a runner at first to go with a runner at third. So runner's at the corner for Caitlin Archer. Archer also looking for her first hit on the year. She's a lefty. She'll dig into the box. Winterode brings it home, but it's going to be fouled down the third baseline. And an 0-1 count. 5-0 Woodbury Central on top. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Winterode will fire in again. Taken on the outside corner for a strike and an 0-2 count. Winterode wants to get this strikeout here. Grilled right up the middle, fielded at short, over to second in time. And they get one, but not without getting a run across as well. So scoring was Maddie Lloyd. A fielder's choice on a 6-4 putout. We'll have runners just at first base now. And back to the start of the order. 2 outs, runner at first and 6 across. High fly ball, center field coming in and making the play, and that'll do it. But not before 6 runs cross home plate on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits with 1 runner left on base. It's 6-0 Woodbury Central. We'll be back after a message from our sponsors. You are watching OABCIG Softball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove wants to wish the OABCIG Falcons good luck. They know that whether it's athletics or academics, the OABCIG students work hard. The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove offers old-fashioned customer service combined with today's technology to provide the high-quality, professional, personal, and commercial services that you deserve. The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove, a proud supporter of the OABCIG schools.
And we're back on as the Falcons are going to look to dig out of this hole here as they trail 6-0 early in the top of the second inning. Falcons did get a single on their first time through as they got a single from the leadoff hitter, Anna Winterrode, and then she was caught stealing. And a 6-3 put out, error, got a runner to first, but then inning ended on a 5-3 put out, leaving one runner on base. It'll be Elle Schrader, then Ryder Cranston, and Haley Dearson coming up here in the top of the second inning. Catcher is coming out, has had to get geared off and get in there. The catcher was the last hitter to hit. That's why it took a little longer to get her out there. So the pitcher, Sydney Fickbaum, mentioned that she's 1-3. Had a clean first inning. Elle Schrader would like to change that. Well, 6 runs in softball can come in bunches. Falcons would love to get a little bunch right here. Fickbaum will fire in. It's going to be grounded to third, fielded there, up with it, and in time to first. A 5-3 putout starting things off. Well hit ball, just every hit right now finding a Wildcat. It's going to bring up Ryder Cranston. Righty on righty matchup. And she'll hit one foul down the third base line, and that will fall in foul. So a 0-1 count. 3 different Wildcats running at that one. Cranston getting her sign from the coach. Now digging in. She'll swing through the high fastball. An 0-2 count now for Cranston. Cranston on the year hitting 143. Then Haley Dearson will follow. And she'll dribble one over to third. Fielded there. Up with it quickly to first base in time. So back-to-back 5-3 putouts will bring up Haley Dearson with no one on.
Coming to the plate for the Falcons, number 9, Haley Dearson.
Woodbury Central trailing, or Woodbury Central on top, that is, 6-0. OABCIG in the top of the second has 2 outs and no one on. If Dearson gets a hit, Abby Winterrode will come up. Dearson looks out. She will foul one right into the fence in front of the dugout for the Wildcats. Just a little ahead of that one, and the count evens out, a ball and a strike. Wind and fire. That'll be given to the third baseman, up with it in time. So 5-3, 5-3, 5-3, 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We are through 1.5. It is 6-0 Wildcats. Back in a moment.
It's about caring for one another, loving one another, being there for family and friends. At Holstein Senior Living, we are here to provide that little extra care while you live life to the fullest. Wake up when you want. Participate in daily activities at your discretion. Eat meals on your time, which includes an all-day breakfast menu. All with the comfort of knowing there are trained professional staff available at any time for the little extra caring things that may require a helping hand. Holstein Senior Living, offering assisted and independent living options with care.
I want to say thanks again to our great sponsors, including pregame show sponsor Gordon's Body Shop, scoreboard sponsor United Bank of Iowa, OABCIG sponsors Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, Rex Chevrolet, Schmidt Insurance, Zimmy's, Holstein Senior Living, the Hoffman Agency, Beckman Motors, and North Star Community Credit Union. My name is Mike Earl. For 14 years, the last 14 years, I've been working at KDSN down in Denison. I've covered a lot of OABCIG games, especially in the playoffs throughout that time, including a really fun run for the Falcons all the way to the state title in football last year. And I decided to get into real estate, now working at Nepal Real Estate out of Denison, selling homes across the OABCIG listening area as well. So if you're interested in that, or you're interested in just chatting with me about OABCIG sports, you can do that really easily. Look me up on Facebook. Again, just look up Michael Earl, or you can look up Mike Earl with Nepal Real Estate. Either one is fine. and just message me. Tell me what you think of the season. Tell me what you think of the broadcast. You can tell me that I do a terrible job. I understand that. You got to get criticism. You can tell me I'm doing great. I'd like that too. Either one is fine. But we'd also like to know what you think about our broadcast as well. So if you want to do that, you can look me up again on Facebook or message me there. You can also comment on your YouTube feed if you want to let people know if you're getting the stream okay and if everything is coming through. If you like how we're doing it, that'd be great. I want to say thank you as well to Hannah Schmidt, because she's the one that is working the camera and keeping our broadcast going. She got the camera and the computer, and here I sit just talking. It's probably not fair, but that's the way it works, and I appreciate that because I don't know what I'd do with the camera or the computer. 6-0 is our score here. Falcons trailing. We got a new pitcher on the hill. I think this is going to be their standard starter after a tough outing by Winterode. I don't want to speak too soon, so we'll verify that before we... Might have to be after the first pitch because I can't see a number. The normal starter is Hallie Heemer. They're going to come over and chat with the coach as well. So Winterode is out. She gives up 6, all in the first, and she is the pitcher of record. It looks like, I think I saw, that could be it. I think it was 12. So we'll assume it's going to be Hallie Heemer that is out there now, pitching. Hallie on the season has a 2-1 record, 32 innings pitched. Opponents are hitting 188 against her, and her ERA is 197. So we've hit through the order once for Woodbury Central, and one hitter bat twice. So we got the number 2 hitter, Sammy Bates. Bates doubled and got an RBI in the first. She comes in and swings a foul line drive over the fence just past the Wildcats dugout on the third base side. And an 0-1 count. Ball back in to Heemer. That's going to be fouled, out of play. If you are watching tonight on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel. You'll receive broadcast notifications for future OABCIG and FDS events. Again, if you have family and friends outside the area that want to see it, you can just tell them, look up Fuller Digital Solutions, and you will find our broadcasts. Got upcoming broadcasts throughout the time, and if you subscribe to them, you'll get a little notice that that's going to be coming up, and it's a great way to stay on top of our sports broadcasts here. It's our first softball game of the year. We're glad to do those as well as the baseball team. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here. Bottom of the second, as that is fouled through the wickets and to the fence. So we'll redo it. Woodbury Central got 6 runs in the first inning. Six nothing is our score. Woodbury Central on top. Wind and fire, and that's going to be dribbled back to the pitcher. Heemer up with it in time to first base. So a 1-3 putout will start the second. That'll bring up Emmy DeStickler. DeStickler up, nobody on, and 1 out. Hit high and out of play down the third base line and into the fans over there. Hot potatoes, everybody ducks out of the way. And an 0-1 count. Wind and fire, and that's bounced across. And the count moves to 1-1. The Stichter digs in. She had a ground ball to the shortstop, unable to keep the mid on it in the first. Then she came around to score on the home run from Sydney Fickbaum. Count is 2 balls and a strike. That one is taken high. So now ahead in the count, 3-1 is DeStichter. Wind and fire. That's going to be drilled out to left field and gone. That's into the back of the van with the door open. And a home run for DeStichter. Second home run of the game. First for DeStichter. The other home run was hit by Sydney Fickbaum. A solo shot, and the lead is 7-0. Emer tried to get it over, and all on top of it was DeStichter. That's going to bring up Olivia Heisel. Heisel had a single and an RBI in the first inning.
Batting for the Wildcats, number 12, Olivia Heisel.
Outfield is shaded over to left field a little bit. That'll bounce across in an 0-1 or 1-0 count. One ball, no strikes, 1 out, 1 across. That's hit high and deep out to left field, fading back, and off the glove, no catch. They'll throw it in, but not before a double. On an error by the left fielder. Not sure where that fence was Abby Winterroad, and tried to make the play, but had it kick out of the mitt. So now a runner at second with 1 out, and up to bat is Sydney Fickbaum. Wind and fire. Taken inside for a ball. One ball, no strikes, 1 out. That's right on the corner. Beautiful pitch by Hemer. Not much you're going to do with that. Inside and right at the knees. Count evens out. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Looking in, has her sign. She'll bring it across, and little rise ball gets strike 2 on a swing. And the count will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hemer again will work the pitching circle. Good stop there by the catcher. And it'll even out 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big thank you to our sponsors, including North Star Community Credit Union, Beckman Motors, Hoffman Agency, Holstein Senior Living, Zimmy's, Schmidt Insurance, as that's taken just low for a ball, and the count will go full. Schmidt Insurance, Rex Chevrolet, and Swanson Insurance and Real Estate. Also United Bank of Iowa and Gordon's Body Shop. Wind and fire. Strike 3. Taking on the inside fastball, and the first strikeout for Hemer is a big one with a runner in scoring position. That'll bring up Kenzie Joy. Joy popped out to the third baseman last inning. Miss high. And the count will move to 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Falcons trying to get out of this jam. Oof. Pitcher's pitch right there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just got the outside corner at the numbers. 1-1. And because the last one was a strike, he got a swing at that one, and now it's a 1-2 count. Now let's see if she doesn't try to get her to chase something low here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, runner at second. 1 across, 7-0 score. Woodbury Central on top. Fouled out of play. They're going to come out and clean off the dish. An umpire's work is never done. Hemer's ahead in the count, 1-2. She'll fire it in, and it's going to be hit hard out to center field, fading back underneath it, and reaching up to make the catch. A nice play made in center field by L. Schrader, and the Falcons get out, but not before one comes across on the home run by Emma DeSichter. That's it, 7-0 the score. Falcons come to bat in the top of the third inning. After this, you are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
Account of your own can be a challenging task. That's why I went to North Star Community Credit Union. They help make my finances easier to handle by offering me the services and products I need at a price that will fit my budget. They've got it all: savings, checking, ATM or debit card, loans, direct deposit, free online and mobile banking, e-statements, bill pay, and much more to suit my busy lifestyle. See for yourself why so many people like me have made North Star Community Credit Union their one-stop financial institution.
Visit their offices in Cherokee, Ida Grove, or Sheldon to start an account today. Federally insured by NCUA. You've got a strong credit union behind you.
Well, Falcons going to look to get those bats working here as they trail 7-0 in the top of the third inning. Woodbury Central 1-5 coming in on the year, but you'd never tell the way they're hitting the ball tonight. Already 2 of them have left the field. One of them entering a red van out in left field. Has its gate open with people sitting in it. 1 in 100 shot. If you were sitting in it, probably seemed like a little bit better odds than that. Falcons are going to hit their 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Abby Winterode and Abby Bender. Winterode happy with that last inning as she was right at the wall trying to feel where that fence is and make a catch at the same time, which is very tough to do. And she had one that kind of popped out of the mitt and gave up a double, but the defense stiffened up and some good pitching was able to strand that runner right there. That'll be fisted out towards right. Second baseman with a stop and up to first in time. Tremendous defense being played right now by Woodbury Central. All these ground outs, and they've just been hitting everything clean right now. That one there, if it's 3 inches to the right, is a single. Instead, it's an easy out. Well, up is Abby Bender, and she'll foul one down the third base line into the dugout fence in front of Woodbury Central. Top of inning number 3, Falcons trailing 7-0. Wind and fire. Taken low and leaving it out. 1 ball and a strike. Working the pitching circle, up and taken high for a ball, and the count moves to 2-1. Bender looking out. She's going to hit one out towards the shortstop. It'll go off the mid into the outfield. Oh, call that a hit. And then she advanced to second on some errors. So, not sure. I think we'll give it a single. Advancing to second on the throwing error by the center fielder. So now a runner in scoring position for Anna Winterode. Winterode got a single, but then was caught stealing. She's hitting .312 on the year. Oh, and she wears one in the back. Whew, that was a thump. So she's going to take first base. And that'll bring up Hallie Hemer. That was a solid thump. Oh, she's okay walking and running and has good speed. So Hemer's up. She grounded out on a 6-3 put out. Take that one low. Runners are at first and second with 1 out. After Hemer will be Corin Bauer. Got a big gap to right center and left center. She can get it out there. They might get 2 runs in. Looking out, looking in. Pitch coming. Hit over towards third, and that'll roll up the body, and everybody is safe. So that'll be a E5. So base is now loaded for Corin Bauer, a 250 hitter. Corin reached on a error by the first baseman, grounded out towards short and wasn't able to catch the throw. That's going to be taken low. So here we were, trailing 7-0, and now if Bauer can get a hold of one here, that's a brand new ball game. Wind and fire. Hit high in the air over towards first base, and the mitt is squeezed. So a pop out to first, and the Falcon threat is in the hands of Grayson Hofling. Hofling steps up with the bases juiced. Wants to get her pitch. She's got the power to put one deep if she can, especially with the fences short on the corners. That's taken low for a ball. So 180 to each foul pole, 210 to the center field gap, or center field. Ahead in the count. She's going to swing right on top of that one and foul it back to the fence. 1 ball, 1 strike. They want something to hit here. Pitch is taken in there at the knees. Tough pitch for a taller player. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Now she's got to protect. That can take some of the pressure off because right now all you're doing is just trying to put bat to ball. Pitch is swung on and grilled towards third base through the third baseman. That's going to score 1. Now 2 runs coming across the dish. And a single by Hofling scores 2. Coming across was Abby Bender and Anna Winterode. Checking in at second base is Hallie Heemer. The third baseman has been getting all the action. That one just went fast and hit her right on the right shin. She's kind of talking with the coach here, walking it off a little bit. Bounced off her, and then it ended up in shallow left field. They were able to get it to it quickly, but not before Winterode came across to score. So now our score is 7-2. The Falcons trailing by 5, but they still have the threat going with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Elle Schrader is up. She grounded out to third in the second inning. To just keep that train moving here. Little station baseball. Single probably scores a run if it gets to the outfield. Runners will be going on contact. She was going to ground one just foul. Got past the third baseman, but the reason it did is because it was about an inch outside the foul line. So Elle will dig in again with a 0-1 count. That's going to be taken in there for a strike. And the count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs across, and 2 runners on. Wind and fire. In there, strike 3. So the Falcons get 2 on 2 hits with 2 runners left on base. It is 7-2 as we come back with the bottom of the 3rd inning. You are watching OABCIG Softball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
I'm Mark Hansen, 3rd-generation dealer here at Rex Chevrolet GMC in Odybo. We have been family-owned since 1925. Whether you're looking for that new Chevy or GMC or any other vehicle, please give us a call at Rex Chevrolet in Odybo or look us up online at rexchevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Mick at Mark Hansen's Rex Chevrolet GMC in Odybo. This year we celebrate 100 years of the Chevy truck, and Rex Chevrolet has been selling and servicing.
Okay. Falcons get 2, still trail 7-2. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Wildcats are going to send up their 6, 7, and 8 hitters. That's Ryder Cranston. Oh, flip the page, announcer man. How about Maddie Lloyd, Bregan Mammon, and Caitlin Archer, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. As the Falcons will throw down and we are ready to start the bottom of the third. You got a little bit back. You got some confidence as the bats got going a bit there. Love to have a clean inning here and get those bats back up again. Just chip away. Maddie Lloyd will step in. Lloyd had a double and came in to score the final run of the first inning. So that one's going to get back to the backstop. Woodbury Central got 6 in the first and 1 in the second. As that's in there for a strike, and the count evens out at a ball and a strike. This is OABCIG Softball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to that so you can get all the updates on what's happening with Fuller Digital Solutions and OABCIG sports throughout the year. I mentioned earlier, we're not just stopping at baseball and softball. We're going to go year-round, so we'll have football games and some volleyball as well, and then we'll get into basketball, boys and girls, possibly some wrestling as well, as that'll skim across low, and the count goes even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we're really in need of some feedback here. We see a lot of people watching us online. Love to know if you're enjoying the broadcast, if there's something we can do different. As that slowly hit out to the pitcher, and the line out is fielded cleanly by Hemer. And that brings up Braden Mammon. Bregan Mammon has hit by a pitch and stranded there in the first inning. 7-2 our score. So how can you do that? Well, look us up on Facebook. I'm Mike Earl. You can also look up Mike Earl with Nepal Real Estate. So that's hit high, short, and right at the shortstop and fielded cleanly. So pop out number 2 in the inning.
Coming to the plate, number 10.
Has Caitlin Archer up with 2 outs and nobody on. Look up Mike Earl on Facebook, Michael Earl on Facebook, or you can look up Mike Earl with Nepal Real Estate. And you can message me there as well. Send me a friend request. You can also comment in the YouTube section as well. We appreciate any of the feedback we can get. As should be a swing. No, they're going to say she ducked the shoulder but swung the body. So she didn't swing, she just kind of pirouetted. And the count will be 1 ball, no strikes. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Yes, in softball, I don't know how I'd feel as a pitcher if you're allowed to run and swing at the same time. And that's a little makeup call. It was one that could go either way, so that one went the way of OABCIG, and we're back to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Falcons trailing 7-2. That's going to be foul down the third base line. And the count will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes. As another baseball comes our way and hits the fence behind us. We're thankful for that fence behind us. Hemer will head in the count. Fire in. It's going to be hit softly to third and get through the mid of the third baseman. I don't think she had her out anyway. We'll give her the infield single and bring up Lindsey Graff. Lindsey has reached on a walk and scored. And that was back in the first inning. Then she popped out in the first inning to the center fielder on a really nice play made by L. Schrader at the fence. Now runner at first with 2 outs. Hemer wants to get this inning in the books and get those hitters back up for the Falcons. They got 2 across last inning. They want to do more damage. Taken high, running to second. Throw is down, and in time, a somersault reception and a tag put down as well. Caught stealing, and it ends 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, and, well, 1 hit. 1 runner left on, but she was just called out, so no runners left on. We faced the minimum. I guess that's all we have to say. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. OABCIG trails 7-2 to Woodbury Central.
As an independent agent, I work for you. helping you find the right coverage with the best companies at extremely competitive rates. I'm Jared with Schmidt Insurance in downtown Battle Creek. I offer a complete lineup of insurance products including home, auto, farm, commercial, as well as life and retirement. For a no obligation quote, call me at 365-2535. That's 365-2535.
And we're back again. The reason we're having a little delay here is because the catcher was the player who was tossed out at second base, or she was up to bat again when the player was caught out at second base. So she'll take one pitch and throw it down, and then we'll get ready for inning number 4. Falcons trailing by 5. They're going to have their 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up. Ryder Cranston, Haley Dearson, and Abby Winterroad. If anybody gets on, then Abby Bender would come up, and then we're back to the top of the order. Sydney Finkbaum still on the pitching plate. Falcons started to get a hold of some last inning.
The Falcons, number 15, Ryder Cranston.
So Cranston wants to dig in. She grounded out to the third baseman in her first at bat back in the second. She'll hit one high over towards second base, fading back underneath it, and it's in there. Call that a wedge shot. About like a lob wedge maybe. Just out there where it was hard to get. So the lob wedge will be a single and bring up Haley Dearson. Dearson grounded out to the third baseman in the second inning. She takes inside and low. Just keep those stations going. Put it in play and make them make it. Gaps are in right center and left center. And that'll miss outside, so ahead in the count now is Dearson 2-0. Falcons were trailing 7-0. We got it back to 7-2. Wind and fire, and that'll be hit over towards third. And fielded cleanly over to first. A 5-3 putout, fielder's choice. Advances the runner to second, and that'll bring up Abby Winterroad. Abby grounded out to the second baseman.
Number 8, Abby Winterroad.
Righty on righty matchup. And she'll foul one off the catcher's mask into the backstop. Just breezed off the catcher's mask. It wasn't a solid rip. She's okay. We're okay. Let's keep going. 7-2 our score. Cranston at second base. Taken high, and the count will even up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Throw behind the runner. Finkbaum working again. Couple of slaps into the mitt, trying to get that release down. She winds and fires. It's going to be hit foul and just get out of play, bouncing around. Little Plinko back here. Everybody looks to be okay, and the count has moved to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wind and fire. That'll bounce across. And they'll fire it back to the pitcher, and we're even up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Abby would really like to find some outfield here and get that run across. That'll bounce to the backstop, and now the runner is just 1 base away. Checking in at third is Cranston. As we'll go full to Winterroad. First is open. Finkbaum looking in, now winds. Brings it across, foul. Count remains full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at third. Swung on and hit towards third. Fielded there, up with it, and to first is in time. They're going to go home. They're in the pickle here as they are going to try to go. Cranston is going to get tagged out. So it's a double play on the 5-3 putout, followed by a rundown. And that ends the threat. So we are through 3.5. It is 7-2 Woodbury Central on top of OABCIG. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
As you cruise through downtown Odeboat, Iowa, you'll find Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, offering hardworking insurance for hardworking people. Have you visited swansonwithyou.com? Their website is all new. Put in a quote request, check out real estate listings, and read about the staff here to serve you. Truck it up with Swanson Insurance. Big enough to serve, small enough to care. Located downtown Odeboat.
Back again. Falcons tried but failed to get one across that last half inning. Now they're going to get another chance to get a clean inning here. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Woodbury Central is on top. Score is 7-2. Big thank you to our OABCIG Falcon sponsors throughout the year. And they include Zimmy's, Schmidt Insurance, Rex Chevrolet, Swanson Insurance and Real Estate, North Star Community Credit Union, Beckman Motors, the Hoffman Agency, and Holstein Senior Living. I want to thank as well to Hannah Schmidt sitting next to me, working the camera and the computer for tonight's broadcast, keeping us on the air. And don't forget to tell people about it if you're watching us. Let them enjoy some OABCIG Falcon sports. You can stream us anywhere you get YouTube. 7-2 the score. Hemer working. She'll wind and fire across. That one won't feel nice for the catcher as Dearson takes it right in the mask. Up to bat is the top of the order, Lindsey Graff, then Sammy Bates and Emma Stichter. I don't know if I'm getting older or if the benches are getting harder, but one way or the other, it isn't very comfortable right here. That's going to be taken high. 2 balls and no strikes. Probably a little bit of both. 7-2 our score, leadoff hitter in the bottom of the fourth. That's going to be taken high as well. 3 balls, no strikes. Wind and fire. Hit high in the air behind second base, working it, and it's going to be right in there. Going to take a big round at first, but she'll get back in time. So, single. We'll call that a little lob wedge shot. Just out of the infield, landing right on the grass on the edge. That brings up Sammy Bates. Sammy doubled, got an RBI, and then grounded out to the pitcher on a 1-3 putout. Good speed at first. Wind and fire. They're going to go for the steal. Down with a throw and in time. Ooh, just getting in. Bang, bang play. They're going to say she got her hand in there first. The head first slide pays off. It was a nice throw down from Dearson, just not able to get her. So now 7-2 the score with a runner at second and nobody out. Sammy Bates up. The righty leaning forward in the box. Hemer brings it high. Ball 1. The 1 ball and 1 strike. Hemer will deliver. High fly ball. Just missing our broadcast location. And the count will go 2 balls and 1 ball and 2 strikes. I don't think the softball strike in the computer would be the best of ideas, but it missed by a little bit. I'd say at least 3 inches. As that one gets past the backstop, and it'll make the count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out now. A runner at third as Graff checks in over there. That'll be taken low and inside. Wanted to get that one called for, but now we're full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wind and fire. That'll be tapped into the backstop, and we're still even. 3 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at third. Falcons 2-3 coming in. Woodbury Central 1-5, but playing a very clean game for a 1-5 squad. Wind and fire. And just laced to left field. A well-struck ball will score another run. Coming across is Graff as Bates checks into first base. Her second RBI of the game. And that brings up Emma DeStichter. DeStichter reached on an error in the first and came around to score. And then with 1 out in the second, launched a home run about 30 feet past the fence out there and left. Wind and fire. Hit high and foul. 0-1 count. Nobody out yet. Runner at first. 1 already across. Woodbury Central up 8-2. Wind and fire. Hit out towards the pitcher. Oh, bad hop, but bounces up and in time to first. A nice heads-up play by Heemer. Keeps it in front of her and gets the 1-3 putout. Runner advancing to second is Bates. That'll bring up Olivia Heisel. Heisel had a single and an RBI in the first and then came around to score on a 3-run homer by Sydney Fickbaum. So runner back in scoring position. Falcons trailing by 6. It's going to be swung on and missed as Heisel cut underneath that one. She also reached in the second inning on an error. But was stranded at second. Heemer winds and fires. Taken outside and high as Bates dances off second, then goes back. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Sun setting. That's going to be taken high and outside as well. 2 balls and a strike. Kind of setting behind the Woodbury Central dugout on the third base side, and that shadow's going all the way across the field right now. This Heemer will fire in again, and will be taken low, and the count moves to 3-1. Wind and fire. In there for a strike at the knees, and we're full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. First base is open. And then she'll cut and miss on the high heater. That'll bring up Sydney Fickbaum. Fickbaum had a 3-run home run in the first and then struck out in the second looking. Has a runner at second with 2 outs. 6-run lead for the Woodbury Central Wildcats. This one's going to be fisted over to third, picked up there. It looked like it was fair, but it went just foul. And lucky it was, because she'd have been safe on first. Her home run just cleared the fence and left in the first inning. As she'll hit one high and out of play. And the count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Hit out towards short, fielded there. Throw to first is in time, and a 6-3 putout will end the frame, but not before 1 run comes across on 2 hits, and one runner left on base. We are through 4 complete. Top of the 5th coming up. It is Woodbury Central 8, OABCIG 2. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
A few Facebook reviews from Zimmy's Bar and Grill in Ida Grove. Best prime rib I've ever had. From appetizers and drinks, meal and price, all was great. pretzel burger was to die for. Highly recommended, and I can't wait to go back to try more menu items. We stopped at Zimmy's in Ida Grove after our game, and they stayed open for us. It was steak night, and they were delicious.
I'm Eric Zimmerman, inviting you to enjoy our family-friendly full-menu restaurant. Try it, love it, and come back for more at Zimmy's Bar and Grill, East Highway 175, Ida Grove.
8-2 our score. Woodbury Central remains on top. They got 6 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the fourth. Falcons got 2 back in the third inning, and they are back to the 9-1-2 hitters here. They got a single last inning by Ryder Cranston. She got to third base after a couple of passed balls, but then on a 5-3 putout, she was caught in a little hot box situation and was run down, and that ended the threat. So facing only the minimum last inning was the starting pitcher, Sydney Fickbaum. Fickbaum has just given up the 2 runs. Now start with Abby Bender, and then back to Anna Winterode, Hallie Heemer, and Corin Bauer. You got a feeling if Abby can get one, they'll start going at the top of the order too. We're running out of time a little bit. We're in the 5th inning now. Baseball game is actually ahead of us. That doesn't happen too often in softball. Wind and fire. Swung on a miss right underneath that one. Bender reached on a single and came around to score the first run of the game for the Falcons. You're going to take high there, and the count will go to 1-1. Fickbaum's been relying on some great defense tonight. As that's hit high in the sky. Pitcher coming in, third baseman coming in. Pitcher's going to get it. So a pop out to the pitcher was the first out, and that brings up Anna Winterode. Winterode was hit by a pitch and came around to score the second run of the game for the Falcons. Winterode also reached in the first but was caught stealing. Anna's the pitcher of record right now for the Falcons. She gave up the 6 runs in the first. So that's in there for a strike at the knees. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Falcons trailing 8-2. That's going to be hit out towards the shortstop fielder there, up with it in time to first. And the out is recorded, a 6-3 putout. And Hallie Heemer's going to come up with 2 outs and nobody on. Heemer grounded out to the shortstop and reached on an error by the third baseman. Wind and fire. In there for a strike at the waist. Just on the inside corner. Heemer now pitching for the Falcons. She cuts and misses on the high one. And it's an 0-2 count. Little change up there. She was out up in front. Going to take outside there. Good eye. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Looking in, has the sign, firing, and that'll be taken for a ball. Must have been outside. Good looking pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on. Hit high in the air towards center field, coming in underneath it, and not able to make the play as the center fielder. So an error on the center fielder will bring up Corin Bauer. Corin reached on an error by the first baseman and then popped out to the first baseman in the third inning. Error there was made by Caitlin Archer. So Bauer, kind of an upright stance. Now digs in, and she'll fist one towards third base, and that'll go foul. Would have been a single if it stayed fair, but we'll have to reset with an 0-1 count. If Bauer gets on, then Grayson Hofling will come up. Grayson has both RBI for the Falcons. Pitcher winds and brings it home. That'll bounce across and be a ball. 1-1. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Wind and bring it across right at the knees. The count will move to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to get some feedback from everybody else watching here. So if you like what you're seeing, you can just comment on your YouTube channel. It's going to be hit over towards third, fielded by the shortstop, up with it, and not in, well, in time to first, but not coming up cleanly with the throw. So that'll be an E3. Runner advances to second, and now Grayson Hofling has a couple of ducks on the pond wanting to swim. Our first year with OABCIG as a part of the Fuller Digital Solutions team. They're going to fire behind the runner at second. Keep everybody on their bag, and the count goes 1 ball, 2, no strikes, 2 outs. Runners are at first and second. Hofling up, hitting 200 on the year. She can do something here. It'll bring up Emily L. Schrader. So that's in there for a strike, and the count goes even 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Hofling asks for time, clears the box. She's going to hit one. Fair, swinging bunt, and will have plenty of time to get to first and do. So a 2-3 putout ends the threat. The Falcons get no runs on no hits with 2 runners left on, and we are through 4.5. It is Woodbury Central on top, 8-2. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
Beckman Motors in Odebo is your premier dealer for Ford, Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, and Ram, new and used vehicles. Their dedicated sales staff, knowledgeable finance associates, and expertly trained technicians are all here to make your experience fun, easy, and hassle-free. We're proud to be family-owned and part of our local community. When it's time for a new vehicle for your family and a great selection of used vehicles and service, visit Larry Beckman Motors, Odebo.
Back with the bottom of the 5th inning. Falcons threatened with 2 outs last in the top half of the frame, but weren't able to get any across. We still remain at 8-2. Woodbury Central got 6 in the first, 1 in the second, and 1 in the fourth. Falcons got 2 of their own in the third. Big damage tonight done on a 3-run shot by Sydney Fickbaum in the first. And that was your main run producer. Another home run for Emma DeStichter, and that was in the second inning. Up now is Kenzie Joy, then Maddie Lloyd and Bregan Mammon. Joy looks out. In there at the knees, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. When you're a pitcher, you want that. When you're a hitter, you don't. Wind and fighter as Hemer will bring it across. That's into a good spot as it hits the bag and dribbles into the outfield. A little seeing eye single to start things off for Woodbury Central. That brings up Maddie Lloyd with a runner at first. Lloyd has doubled and scored in the first and then popped out to the pitcher in the fourth. Lined out, I should say, to the pitcher in the third inning. Nice play by Hemer on that line out, as I recall. The runner at first, it's 8-2 on the scoreboard. Woodbury Central on top as they bat in the bottom of the 5th. Taken low and outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs, runner at first. Wind and fire. Fouled into the backstop, and it's even up. 1 ball and a strike. Runner at first is Kenzie Joy. Hasn't made a threat to run yet. Doesn't mean she won't. Hemer fires in, taken high and outside. Count will go to 2 balls and a strike. Hemer looks in, gets her sign, now fires. It's going to be hit foul and out of play. So we're even up 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first. She'll hit one another over the backstop and out of play. Just cutting underneath that high fastball. See if Hemer doesn't try to switch the eye angle here and go right at the knees. Gets the old changeup to sneak past her there. Swinging strike 3 brings up Bregan Mammon. Mammon was hit by a pitch in the first and stranded there. And then she popped out to the shortstop in the third. Comes to bat here in the 5th with a runner at first. 1 out, swing and a miss. She stopped that swing. It looked like it hurt her back a little bit. Couple of cuts, back in there. Hemer delivers home. Taking low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hemer's going to bring it home again. In there at the knees, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Blue has been given that inside corner right at the knees. It's pitcher's pitch. And pitchers have been taking it. That's in there again, right in the same spot. So back-to-back strikeouts, and that's going to bring up Caitlin Archer.
Up next for the Wildcats, number 10, Caitlin Archer.
Archer, a left-hand hitter, a little slap hitter. What I mean by slap is she actually starts running to first base before she's swinging the bat. So you're going to put one in play, down the line quickly, and in. Nice play. When they do that, it's so hard to get them out at first on that slap hit, but they did it there. A 5-3 putout ends the threat. No runs on 1 hit with 1 runner left on base and no errors. We are through 5 complete. It is 8-2 Woodbury Central. You are watching OABCIG Softball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove wants to wish the OABCIG Falcons good luck. They know that whether it's athletics or academics, the OABCIG students work hard. The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove offers old-fashioned customer service combined with today's technology to provide the high-quality, professional, personal, and commercial services that you deserve. The Hoffman Agency in Ida Grove, a proud supporter of the OABCIG schools.
And Fickbaum continues to pitch for Woodbury Central. She has gone 5 innings, allowing just those 2 runs. She's going to face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Falcons. That's Elle Schrader, Ryder Cranston, and Haley Dearson. Fire on down to second, and we're ready for softball action. Toss the ball around. Beautiful night for a softball game. Started off a little warm, but it's cooling off as the sun starts to set, and we're in the shadows here. Now a run has finally scored in the baseball game. It's 1-0. They are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Woodbury Central up in the baseball game. Lined and fire, and it's going to be hit out towards second base and fielded. So pop out to second as the first out in inning number 6. Brings up Ryder Cranston.
At the plate, number 15, Ryder Cranston.
Cranston digging in. Falcons trailing by 6. She's going to lace one over to the shortstop. off a foot and into left field as Cranston hit it hard, but right at the shortstop, but was able to force the error and get on base.
Up next, the Falcons, number 9, Haley Dearson.
Haley Dearson will step up. Haley has grounded out twice to the third baseman. Once was a fielder's choice. That one's taken low for a ball. Dearson told she has a good eye there by the coach. Now she'll dig back in. Line and fire. That's in there for a strike. And the count goes even. 1 ball, 1 strike. They don't have the ball on the scoreboard yet, but that is 1-1 with a runner at first and 1 out. That one's going to be dribbled over to the shortstop, fielded up with it, and coming off the bag and reaching safely. So a high throw by the shortstop will have a runner at first and second with 1 out. And that brings up Abby Winterode. Abby grounded out to the second baseman, and then she grounded out to the third baseman in the 4th inning. Going to take one just in there at the numbers. The letters extended there is what they say. 0-1 is the count, 1 out. Runners are at first and second. Falcons trying to threaten here in the 6th. She's going to hit one over towards third. It's going to get through the third baseman over to the shortstop and stop a run from scoring. If the shortstop doesn't make a play, they probably send the runner. That'll be an infield single. Runner at second moves up, so Cranston is at third, Dearson's at second, and Abby Winterode is at first with a single, bringing up Abby Bender. Bender singled in the 3rd inning and scored the first run for the Falcons and then popped out to the pitcher in the 5th. Bounced across. So the Falcons can clear these bases off. All of a sudden, it's a 8-5, 8-6 ball game. That's taken high for a ball, and now the pitcher has something to think about too. Here you were cruising right along, and you look up, the bases are loaded, you got 1 out. If you're Bender here, you just want to put it in play. That's in there for a strike. They throw behind the runner and they get her. Out at first. Not aware right there by Abby Winterode, unfortunately. She didn't see the throw coming, and it was thrown behind her quickly, and they got her out at first. So she was picked off on a 2-3 putout, and that will make it a runners at second and third with 2 outs and a 3-1 count. So Bender digging in again, and she's going to hit one out towards second. Gets to the second baseman, going to be safe at first. The run will score. We'll call that a single because there was no way it was going to be out. So now runners are going to be at first and third with 2 out and the top of the order coming up. So Winterode has singled and was caught stealing, then was hit by a pinch and scored a run, grounded out to the shortstop in the 5th inning. In there for a strike on the inside corner. No balls and a strike. 8-3 the score, Falcons trailing by 5. Wildcat starter has gone through 5 2/3 innings so far, allowing the 3 runs. Sydney Finkbaum on the year has a 6.21 ERA. Opponents are hitting .277 against her. That one's high as they dive back to first, and the count now favors Winterode. She's ahead 2-1 in the count. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Winterode looks out. Pitch coming at her. Hit out towards short. Fielded there. Up with it. In time. 2 first. Catch made. Out, put away. And the lead remains 5 for Woodbury Central, but 1 gets across. It is 8-3, Falcons trailing in the bottom of the 6th coming up. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
It's about caring for one another, loving one another, being there for family and friends. At Holstein Senior Living, we are here to provide that little extra care while you live life to the fullest. Wake up when you want. Participate in daily activities at your discretion. Eat meals on your time, which includes an all-day breakfast menu. All with the comfort of knowing there are trained professional staff available at any time for the little extra caring things that may require a helping hand. Holstein Senior Living, offering assisted and independent living options with.
Well, it is 8:53, and the Falcons are trailing 8-3 to Woodbury Central. You are watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. If you haven't subscribed already to this YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. We're waiting a moment while the catcher for the Falcons, Haley Dearson, gets the rest of her gear on. She was still at third base when the inning ended. She'll come out here. When she gets here, she'll take one pitch and throw it down. You subscribe to that YouTube channel. Tell some other people about it, too. Love to have everybody you know who wants to watch the Falcon sports go throughout the year. Go ahead and do that. We're going to have some more baseball and softball games coming up in the summer. And it's just nice to get back to kind of a normal way of doing things. Everybody's social distancing here a little bit as most of the fans are in the outfield. The bleachers are somewhat empty. When I was over at the Falcons games baseball field last week, there was a lot more people in the stands. That's kind of the nature of the beast when they have the setup the way they do. But the good part of me really likes to see all those people in the stands because that means we're thinking it's okay to talk to each other and be safe around each other again. 8-3 our score as the pitcher winds and fires as Hemer will miss low. Kind of tough because in between innings she only got one pitch in. So Hemer works. She'll deliver. It's going to be fisted over the second base, or in play. It's going to be in play. It was a nice diving attempt. We'll give it a single. For Lindsey Graff. Sammy Bates coming up. That is the second hit of the game for Graff. Sammy Bates has a double and a single to go with a 1-3 putout. She has 1 RBI and scored a run. They got 2 RBI and scored a run. I also want to give some credit there to the shortstop for the Falcons, I don't know who replaced her in the field. It was Abby Bender out there, made a great effort, just unable to come up with it. Big thanks right there on my scouting department to Hannah Schmidt, who's able to get me the name quickly. Hannah's doing our filming and our computer work tonight. No balls and a strike. Runner at first for Woodbury Central. And that'll be laced through the gap. A solid knock. Has runners at first and second with nobody out. Well, you don't want to give up many runs here because whatever you give up, you got to get back in the top of the 7th. And only one more frame for the Falcons to hit. Of course, the game could end if Woodbury Central scores 5 runs. That's going to be drilled over to the third baseman's head. The score 1 run. As coming around is Schmidt. They got to play at third, but not in time. And a stand-up double for DeStichter. Scores 1 run. Runners at first and second. And Olivia Heisel comes up. She singled and scored a run in the first, reached on an error in the second, and struck out in the fourth. After Heisel will be Sydney Fickbaum. 9-3 the score. Runners at first or second and third. Hemer delivers home. Right there for a strike. Belt high on the inside corner. Looks down, gets the sign from her coach. Checks the wristband. Now she's ready. Hemer rocks and fires. Bunt is on. It's a dead one. She's going to take the runner, and they get her. They want that bunt to go a little further away, but there's a dead zone in front of the plate, and the ball just sat there. So a bunt, fielder's choice on the 2 unassisted. Reaching first. Out on the play was Sammy Bates. Runner to third is Emma DeStichter. And that brings up Sydney Fickbaum. Fickbaum had a 3-run home run in the first inning. She struck out in the second and grounded out to the shortstop in the fourth. Kind of squared around there, then the runner took off for second and made it safely. So what was runner at first and third of the corners is now runners at second and third, so 2 in scoring position for Fickbaum. If you're Hemer, you just want to get this over with, get the hitters back up. Lead back to 6 for Woodbury Central, as that's going to be fouled and out of play. So the count is 0-2. 1 out, first base is open. Runners at second, third. Wind and fire. Just outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hallie on the pitching rubber. Looks in. Full wind and fire, and that's going to be high and over the head of the catcher. Tries to get it back to the pitcher. The run's going to score, and now a runner at third. Coming across there was DeStichter. And the count will go even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's a close play at the plate. If he could have had a clean catch. Instead, it's now a 7-run game with a runner at third and 1 out. Now he looks out at the scoreboard. Runner at third has speed, and Olivia Heisel. Wind and fire into the backstop, and let's do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Hamer looking in, wind and fire. The changeup is cut on and missed, and that'll bring up Kenzie Joy. Joy singled in the 5th inning, but flew out in the 2nd and popped out in the 1st. She's got a runner at third and a 10-3 lead. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hamer will bring it across. That's hit high and deep out to left field. Fading back, and that's gone. That's a home run for Kenzie Joy. Knocking in Olivia Heisel on the play. A 2-run shot. And the lead now is 9. So if another run comes across, the game is over. It's the 3rd home run of the night for Woodbury Central. 3 different players all going deep tonight. Home runs by DeStichter, Fickbaum, and now Kenzie Joy.
Up next for Woodbury Central, number 6, Maddie Lloyd.
So Maddie Lloyd comes up. She's got a double and scored a run in the 1st, then lined out to the pitcher and struck out in the 5th. Hamer will get the high one across for a strike. (12-3) the score. Falcons trailing by 9. Bottom of the 6th. They'll have 1 frame to try to get this back. That one's going to be taken high for a ball. No, 2 balls and 1 strike. Lloyd digs in. Hamer rocks and fires, and that'll be taken low. So it'll go. I thought it was 2-1 last count, but it looks like that's what it is now. So 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. Wind and fire. And now we're 3-1. Well, Big Blue is normally right, especially if I'm the one that disagrees. 3-1 count. 2 outs. Lined right over the first base coach's head. full. Six in the first, one in the second, one in the fourth, and now 4 here in the sixth. Makes 12-3. And that's hit into the outfield, shallow. That'll fall in for a hit. So a single has the winning run on right now with Bregan Mammon up. Mammon was hit by a pitch in the first, popped out in the third, and struck out in the fifth. If Lloyd comes around to score, the game will be over. Wind and fire. Dancing off and getting back in time to first base is Lloyd. Lloyd's got good speed. Hemer looks in, setting up low. That's going to be hit out towards left field. It's going to get down for a hit. That's going to be to the fence. I think this is going to score the run. They're going to go around third. She kind of stumbled on third. The throw to the plate is not going to be in time, and the game will end on a RBI double from Bregan Mammon, scoring Maddie Lloyd, and the game is a 10-run rule, 13-3. OABCIG will fall to 2-4 on the year, and the Woodbury Central squad will move to 2-5. We're going to take a 2-message break, and we'll be back here with a little wrap-up of tonight's action. You have been watching OABCIG Softball, a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.
Account of your own can be a challenging task. That's why I went to North Star Community Credit Union. They help make my finances easier to handle by offering me the services and products I need at a price that will fit my budget. They've got it all: savings, checking, ATM or debit card, loans, direct deposit, free online and mobile banking, e-statements, bill pay, and much more to suit my busy lifestyle. See for yourself why so many people like me have made North Star Community Credit Union their one-stop financial institution.
Visit their offices in Cherokee, Ida Grove, or Sheldon to start an account today. Federally insured by NCUA, you've got a strong credit union behind you.
I'm Mark Hansen, third-generation dealer here at Rex Chevrolet GMC in Odebo. We have been family-owned since 1925. Whether you're looking for that new Chevy or GMC or any other vehicle, please give us a call at Rex Chevrolet in Odebo or look us up online at rexchevrolet.com.
Hi, this is Mick at Mark Hansen's Rex Chevrolet GMC in Odebo. This year we celebrate 100 years of the Chevy truck, and Rex Chevrolet has been selling and servicing these trucks for over 90 of those 100 years. Stop by and see us for your next Chevy or GMC truck.
And we're back here in Woodbury Central's field for softball action as Woodbury Central gets the win over OABCIG. Final score was 13-3. The Falcons started off with a stub toe there in the first as they gave up 6. Then another one was added in the second inning to take a 7-0 lead. They fought back to make it 7-2 in the third inning, but the Woodbury Central squad kept on hitting as they came back with another run in the fourth to make it 8-2. Falcons again got a couple on the board in the sixth inning, getting one run across, and it was 8-3. But in the bottom of the sixth inning, 5 runs were plated, and the game was ended on the 10-run rule, 13-3. For the Falcons, hitting-wise, Anna Winterode was able to get a single and a run. Grayson Hofling was able to contribute 2 RBI with a nice single in the third inning. A run was scored by Ryder Cranston. She had some great at-bats and a single as well. And 2 singles for Abby Bender, and 1 run scored, a single for Abby Winterode in the sixth inning. And that is your hitting action tonight for the Falcons. This has been a production of Fuller Digital Solutions. We want to thank you for joining us. Big thanks as well to Hannah Schmidt working the camera and the computer. My name is Michael Earl. Thank you for joining us tonight. It is a Woodbury Central win over OABCIG 13-3, and you have been watching a production of Fuller Digital Solutions.